Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we are going to talk about drowning the buyer. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training in Japanese, Training de Okane o Mura ni suru no wa yamemashou, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and, even better, thrive in business. 1. Sell more and do it more easily. 2. Exceed your targets. In fact, blow up your targets. 3. Make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 360, and today we're talking about don't drown the buyer in detail when selling. If we have done a professional job in selling, we will have understood what the buyer is attempting to achieve, and we will have concluded if we have a solution that matches or not. Following that, we need to explain the solution to the buyer and convince them that this is what they need. Japan presents a danger at this point. There is a ravenous hunger in Japan for data and detail. Buyers are super risk averse in this country, so the antidote for risk is information, and the more the better. They will suck us dry of the detail at every opportunity. If we, the seller, are not in control of the sales conversation, the solution presentation component of the sales cycle would descend into a very long-winded expose on all the nitty-gritty details about the product or service. What is wrong with that, you might be asking? Doesn't the buyer need all of that information so they can make an informed decision? Yes and no. They need a certain amount of information, but they need other things as well. They need to know what is the benefit related to the nitty-gritty detail. The deep dive into the detail is the buyer's attempt to short-circuit the risk component, but that in itself won't get the deal done. The most effective risk reduction strategy is to do nothing, and that doesn't help us. We need to balance out the risk reduction with the upside of purchasing our solution, so the balance of the presentation has to include these aspects. What can easily happen, though, is the buyer keeps trying to extract more and more information out of us, and there's no time left in the meeting to talk about the benefits of the solution. The buyer is happy because they dealt with the risk reduction part of the meeting. The seller is not happy because they never got to the why they should buy a component of the talk, and the deal didn't get done. There will be key components of the solution, which will have the highest priority for the buyer, and if we did a good job in the discovery phase, we are aware of what these are. The detail we bring up should be aligned to these high priority items. After we explain each element, we need to immediately bridge across to the benefit for the buyer. We don't know how much we can get through in the time for the sales call. And so we want to start with the highest value parts of the solution and the highest value benefits to match the priority. Then we move on to the next highest priority and the benefits attached to that item, and so on as we go through the list. We should only entertain the highest priority items because if we're not careful, we will miss the application of the benefit part of the sales call. In this part, we talk about how they can translate this solution benefit into their company's operation. If we only talk about the benefit, then we are stuck at the theoretical stage of the discussion. We need to paint word pictures so they can visualize how the solution will fit into their current situation and bring additional value. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs, as well as we do them in both Japanese and English. We do them face-to-face in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. The show today is being brought to you by, on the 26th and 27th of September, we'll be holding our high impact presentations training in English. Actually, I'll be taking that one. In October, on the 12th and 13th, we'll be doing high impact presentations again, but this time in Japanese. Also on the 13th of October, we're doing our Dale Carnegie course, our flagship course. We're doing that one online. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, which in Japanese is Zaegyo. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Sunu wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from small and medium enterprises all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Without this bridge from theory to reality, they will not be empowered enough to make a buying decision. This requires that we have enough knowledge of how their business works and that we can paint those word pictures such that they resonate with the buyer. The quality of our questioning skills in the early part of the discussion is vital. We need to be thinking about and planning for where the application of the benefit will come when we are asking our original questions. The visualization part is key for the client because seeing it in their mind's eye is so powerful and positive to help them make a buying decision. After explaining how the solution will make a high-value impact on their business, we need to find time in the talk to reference evidence that what we are saying is true. Buyers have been trained to discount what salespeople tell them, so they're always putting up walls around what we say. By being able to talk about a similar buyer in the same industry sector, we can talk about what happened when they introduced solution and what were the outcomes they enjoyed. Now, this has to be real, and just making up a fairy story is a fatal idea. If they want to contact that other buyer to get more insight and you hesitate, or the other buyer doesn't confirm what you're saying, you lose the deal. You also lose all credibility in the market, and your name is mud forever. This type of personal and professional brand suicide is permanent, and there is no recovery in Japan. Never forget that bad news like this travels fast, especially in the internet age. Finally, we add in a trial close question. This can be as simple as, how does that sound so far? All we are doing here is smoking out any objections, hesitations, confusion, errors in understanding, and anything which will get in the way of a yes decision. This simple question will bring any and all of these barriers to the fore, and then we can deal with them using our objection handling techniques. We cannot allow the buyer to control the sales call, or we will never sell anything. There is an art and science to sales, and there are also structures and gates we must pass through to get the outcome we want. Spending all of our time talking about the detail won't get the sale done, regardless of how driven the buyer may be to demand that detail. Yes, give them the key detail, but not miss the chance to talk about the benefits, the application of the benefits, and the evidence from another buyer before going into the trial close. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.